Hi, I'm Mark Anthony, and I'm going to share one of the really common questions that often gets asked of me. And that question is, what books do you love, right? So I've got a number of books here that I'm going to go through with you, and there's some really powerful books. So the first book that I'm going to start with, those of you that know me, I always talk about Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And this is one of the most profound books that will change your life. It is a really powerful book. It's one of the best-selling business books of all time, but it's also one of the most spiritual books that you will read. So this is a phenomenal book that I recommend everybody reads. It's just a brilliant book, and it's really made a huge difference in my life. The next book is another one that has made an incredible difference in my life. I know that, the very first time I read this book, it was just so transformational, and my business grew basically overnight after reading this book. It was just really a phenomenal period of growth for me. And the book is called The Wisdom of Florence Scoville Shin. Now, Florence Scoville Shin died in the 1920s. She wrote 4 books, which are all included in this particular book here. So The Wisdom of Florence Scoville Shin is all 4 books. It's not that thick, but there's 4 books in there. And the most famous book that she's known for is The Game of Life and How to Play It. It is a really phenomenal book, and it's all in here. And this book is tremendous. It will really change the way you think, and it's a really amazing book. So that made a huge difference in my life. And then this is actually the first spiritual book that I ever read. It's called The Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. And it's phenomenal. They've produced a movie about it as well. And it's like a true story. The movie is fantastic. I love watching the movie. It's like the Rocky movie for the spiritual industry. It is just a really brilliant book to, help you to strip the ego, help you to understand what the spiritual path is really all about. So this is a phenomenal book. And my favorite books would not be complete without the Theta Healing book. Now, this obviously isn't the latest version, but the Theta Healing book is a life changer. Theta Healing is an incredible technique that transforms so many people's lives, and I know it will do the same for you. But this is a phenomenal book that I recommend everybody reads, because the information in this is profound. And Vianna is just amazing, and she shares so much knowledge in this book, and it will really help you. Another book that really helped me from a financial understanding perspective is called The Richest Man in Babylon. This is by George S. Clason. It's only a very small book. It's a really easy read, but it actually helps you to understand managing money and understanding how you can leverage yourself. So getting your money to work for you. So you invest your money into something, and that money has babies, which is more money. And then you get those babies to work for you as well. So you reinvest your money and allow it to compound and build financial wealth through that. So another really cool book is called 3 Feet from Gold. This is the modern day version of Think and Grow Rich. So it's got modern day examples in it. It's a really cool book. It's fantastic. I mean, it's not as good as the original, but it is a great book, and it's definitely well worth reading. And then another book that is phenomenal, and this book has actually changed a lot of people's lives. It's The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton. And this will help you to understand your subconscious mind. It'll help you to understand how you create belief systems. And it's really phenomenal, because he gets into the cellular level of things. So he gives you a scientific understanding of how our thoughts and our perception of our environment actually creates our reality. And that's basically what we do with the Theta Healing work that we do. It's understanding that our perception of the environment is what creates our lives. And so whether it's illness that you've created, whether it's lack or suffering or struggle in some area, then it's come back to your perception of the environment. And when you change your perception of the environment, all of a sudden your circumstances change. And that's basically what we're teaching. So it's a scientific version of what we do. Another really cool book is called The Little Soul and the Sun. Now, this is a children's book. It's by Neale Donald Walsch, the author of Conversations with God books. And it is phenomenal. Like the story in this is just really profound, because I believe that everything that happens in our lives is a gift. So it doesn't matter what it is, everything is a gift in our lives. And this book explains how that works. It's really brilliant. So it's really a great book that I like to read. And it is a children's book, so it's a very easy read. Another book that's really powerful is the Theta Healing Disease and Disorders book, also by Vianna Stibal. This is incredible because it gives you all different health conditions and what belief systems to change in relation to them. It also gives you a bit of a medical understanding about what the conditions are. So it's a great book to help you in identifying what belief systems you need to change in relation to different issues in your life. So this is a phenomenal book. And the last book that I want to share with you is a personal favorite. It's very similar to the Disease and Disorders book, but it's actually the most comprehensive of these types of books that I've found. It's called Messages from the Body by Michael J. Lincoln. And it is really in depth. It's a fantastic book, and it gives so many different health conditions. It's actually the most comprehensive one, as I mentioned earlier. So like most health conditions are in this, and this is actually half of the book. So it was that big, it kept coming out of the binding. So I actually got it rebound into 2 books. So it's really thick. It's a great book. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll be posting more soon. But subscribe to our YouTube channel and you'll be notified of when those new videos are coming through. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon.